Port Talbot Steelworks has just announced that they'll be slashing thousands of jobs. Now, obviously, support industries will be affected by this as well. Not just in Port Talbot, but, surrounding towns and villages as well, This is going to devastate families. It really is. People won't be able to afford their mortgages, etc., etc., etc. And the media has been on this, that they have. But they not with any sincerity. They've been reporting on it and blaming net zero. But net zero isn't until 2050. There's plenty of time to transition over to these arc furnaces. I bet to say arc reactors. I've been watching too much Iron Man. But transition over to these arc furnaces. There's plenty of time to do that. But that's not the reason why. One thing I have to admit, though, even though the arc furnaces are more efficient and they're generally a lot bigger and refined, a lot more refined and what have you, more efficient than the traditional furnaces. But generally, all they do is recycle steel. They don't do, iron ore. They got these whopping great, like a big old pan with all this metal in there, and these electric electrodes that basically go into the steel, and you add more and more steel, and you keep your molten pan, molten, and the new steel gets added and added and added, and they take some off, obviously, to make stuff. But you see, the thing is, it's not competitive. Okay, it is low-grade iron ore from places like India and China, what have you, so the steel quality ain't so great. But industry can't compete with it. The cheap imports of iron from, steel and what have you, from China and India and some other places as well, it devastates the market, for the UK. We just can't compete. But if we were in the EU, funny enough this, isn't it? If we were in the European Union, we would have protections. There'd be like sanctions on them, so they can't, tariffs and what have you. So they can't import the steel at below market value money. So it makes no sense at all, does Brexit. Because they didn't even write this into the Trade Cooperation Agreement, these protections. It's really scuppered the UK's steelworks industry. We're more reliant on imports because we'll have no choice. So it'll be like it's just a perpetual thing, and before you know it, it'll be no steelworks at all. And I wouldn't be surprised that is the next step for TATA Steel in Port Talbot. Now, during the Brexit referendum, the likes of Nigel Farage told us no jobs would be lost. If you vote to leave the European Union, Alexander Boris, Phil Johnson pretty much said the same. If you vote to leave the European Union. And now what's happened? There's been a constant fight. Any steelworks in the UK, whether it be Tata or that other one, linked to Liberty Steel, all struggling, all failing. The UK just cannot compete with these imports. There's just no way, and there's no protections to protect them. And for the media to go around trying to make out it's all to do with net zero is just a load of bollocks. It is. It's just a whole load of bollocks. No one seems to want to be honest about the consequences of Brexit. And it isn't even finished yet. There's so many sectors in the UK that have been devastated by Brexit. Farming, for instance, has been devastated by Brexit. People are actually taking their lives because of it, They can't cope. It's madness. And considering that, Port Talbot's in Wales, and sorry Welsh, but you did, as a whole, vote for it. I know what you're going to tell me. Well, no, it's because we had all the English coming over, you see, and they voted for it. I've seen plenty of interviews with Welshmen voting for Brexit. I've seen plenty of interviews with people in various industries, including one lass who happened to be a hairdresser. And when she was being interviewed by David Dingleby, and he asked, you like Boris Johnson because he's a liar? Yeah. Her response? Because he's human. Or human. He's human. Yeah. you can't comprehend the level of idiocy surrounding the people who voted for something and make an excuse of saying it's down to, oh, I was lied to. That's just bollocks. We are supposed to be responsible voters, voting for the benefit of the country, to benefit all. You have to be responsible, which means you have to learn something, okay? And just listening to people like Nigel Farage because you just like his right-wing rhetoric. Same with Alexander Boris to Pfeffel Johnson, stop the boats and all that. Get out there, little binoculars, look at the rubber boats. All you've done is you've screwed yourselves. And it's not just the Welsh, there's loads of people, obviously, and I know not all Welsh people vote for Brexit, obviously. It's just the majority. And that's 52% across the United Kingdom. I didn't vote for it, obviously. I think Brexit's stupid. It is stupid. It's just idiocy. Oh, I can't go on about this. Anyway, tomorrow, which might be today by the time this video goes up, I'm going to be talking about this on my live show tomorrow. That'll be 8:30 UK time, PM. 8:30 PM UK time. So, yeah, it's sad. I know I can mock and what have you. Oh, you Brexiters and all that. But they've got families, Their kids didn't want this, and they need to be looked after. And now, potentially, their parents could be jobless. And there's no other opportunities in Port Talbot or in that vicinity, really. There's no more opportunities, so it will be a derelict town. It's been cut down to the bone. It really is. And plus, with the arc reactors, you need less arc reactors. I did it, didn't I? I mean, arc furnaces. You don't need as many people. No. So, I don't know. Whatever next time. It's quite sad, really, to be honest, that people have actually done this to themselves. Sorry. I'll just say it as I see it, and that's how I see it. I just think people have really hurt themselves, hurt their families, and they need to take some responsibility for it. Own up to your mistakes. I know many of you who did vote for Brexit have owned up to your mistakes, and okay, that's fair enough. I respect that. But it's not going to change anything, is it? Because those actions haven't just affected you and losing your job at Port Talbot. No. It's affected many other people as well. And you can say the same with the farmers, that they pretty much voted for Brexit. Not all of them, obviously, but many, as a majority, they did. It's just madness. Absolute madness. People voting for things that they should actually understand the consequences of the vote. And not listen to people who are known liars, such as Boris Johnson and Nigel Farage. They don't care about you. No. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, you can do that on Patreon or buy us a coffee, if you can afford to now, that is. And but also we're doing a rewilding project here in France, where we're planting 1,000 trees, which looks like it's going to be more, probably double that in the end, on 2 hectares of land. I'm also making bat roosts and bird houses and what have you. So let's try to create as many animal habitats as we possibly can. Anyway, there's a GoFundMe link down below, for which you can basically buy a tree, do it for a loved one, what have you, or maybe as a present. And we'll plant a tree on your behalf, but also I'll put a sign with that tree. I'm also looking into geotagging. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but geotagging the trees, which would be pretty cool. Anyway, it's time for me to go, so I'm going to say toodaloo,